Welcome to the prophetic word of healing for fall of 2024. This is Prophetess Mary Ayodele, and I'm very excited and thankful that you chose to listen to this message. A little bit about me: I'm a prophetess in the Eternal Sacred Order of Cherubim and Seraphim Church. My church is based in Benin City in Edo State, Nigeria. I'm also a community herbalist, Africana folk medicine scholar, and foundress of the Institute of Africana Cosmology. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and soon Patreon. By October 1st, 2024, I will be on Patreon at Prophetess Mary Ayodele. You can find the podcast, Facing the Situation, Building Spiritual Resiliency. My podcast is on Amazon Music and Spotify. And if you are so inclined to donate to the ministry that I have, you may do so by following the instructions on this screen. Now, before we jump into fall of 2024, we need to revisit how we got here, where we're coming from, and the energy that comes with us. So, we are in a decade of transformation beginning in 2020 to 2030. Remember, during this decade of transformation, to reach deep down inside of your reservoir of compassion. You're going to need to work on compassion for yourself and other people because folks will be struggling a bit. Do your best to be gentle with yourself and others. So extend to others what you extend to yourself. Now, for the year of 2024, we got to review that a bit. We're in September now, but we've already had 9 months before this. So for the civil year of 2024, there's a few things to remember before we jump into the fall. You want to seek to regain balance in all things. You want to do things in moderation. Monitor your digestion and your digestive health. If you have any digestive issues, this is your moment to take care of them if you haven't already. You want to spend under your budget. Definitely don't want to practice going over your budget. So spend under budget. Pull out those family photos, put them on the wall, make a family tree. You want to revisit your ancestral stories and your family stories. The scripture for this year is Psalm 52. Again, Psalm 52. Read that often, at least weekly, more if you'd like. And the plant of this year is the black velvet petunia. Now, giving honor to the Most High, who's the head of my life, this is what has been revealed for the fall season of 2024. The overall message this season is to hold yourself in love and compassion while you acknowledge your flaws. That is the energy. So we're not going to run from our mistakes or our flaws. We're going to embrace ourselves, flaws and all. First thing to remember is to respect your journey, flaws and all. You got to know that you're in a position to reach for wholeness in your life right now. So whatever you've been putting off to do for yourself to make your life better, and this is mostly an internal process. For some people, it's moving to a new spot or getting a better job. Whatever you're going to do externally, it always starts in your head first, right? So this is an inside job inside of you. You are in a position to reach for wholeness. It doesn't matter where you're at now. It doesn't matter what you've done, what somebody did to you or didn't do to you. This is your moment to reach for what some people call healing. If that is what you are about, know that you cannot get it unless you go for it. So if you've been waiting for a perfect time or a certain amount of money or someone to give you permission, here it is. I'm giving you permission by the grace bestowed upon me. Step up, step out into your life, reach for light, love, wholeness, and compassion. Reach for the things that put you into balance. Reach for your own healing. Don't be afraid of the dark. There's some things that you know that you want to pretend like you don't know. And that's where a lot of answers to your biggest questions in life are. So I'm going to say it again. These people now call it the shadow work, right? Whatever euphemism you want to use. Long ago, I told y'all back in December, January for sure, don't be afraid of the dark, right? So we're coming toward the end of this civil year. So if there's a box of papers you don't want to go through, you think the paperwork you need for your lawsuit is in that box, but you just don't want to open it, whatever it is you're afraid of looking at, look at your fears, because a lot of the answers to the biggest questions in your life are lying in what you consider the shadow or the darkness. So if you've been listening to me, or if you choose to start now and go all the way back to winter of 2023 and then do the prophetic word video, listen to it for 2024, I've been talking to y'all about being on a journey of decolonializing your fear of blackness and the dark, and to undo any um, bindings that tell you those things are evil. There's layers and layers to that story, trust me. However, your answers to what you know are in those areas, and some of the things you just scared of. Is nothing out to get you getting you. So look at your fears, get your answers, and march forward to light, love, and wholeness. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay, all right. Deal with people outside of your age group with wisdom and respect. This is a season of intergenerational exchange. If you don't have people outside of your generation, you probably do, you're just not communing with them. These are time points where we can commune and interact with people and gather a relationship or build on what we have that can be fruitful for everyone. All of our support is going to come from mutual aid. Now, that's a fancier way, or a fancy way of saying building community. You may hear these buzzwords, right? Build community. I'm looking for community. You already have it. Work with what you have. You have it. If you have two people and one is 10 years older than you and one is 5 years younger, however you want to put it together, honey, work with what you have. Mutual aid is the theme of this season, because we're going to need to rely on one another. You can listen again to some of the other prophetic words that came before this one. It talks in deep detail about building these networks and holding on to what you have, and how to treat each other in these networks, because that's where our support is going to come from, mentally, physically, emotionally, and otherwise. That is where our hope is. This is a season of transformation. So, whatever you're looking at right now in your life and you think is gone and over with, is simply recycling. The life cycle is a cycle, CYCLE, cycle. It's not a linear thing, it's not point A to point B. It is a cycle, it goes round and round. Right now, you are in a cycle of transformation, and life will be regenerated and transformed. So, whatever's looking dead in your life can be, by the hand of the Most High, regenerated. And if you all know what I'm talking about, read that story about the Valley of Dry Bones. Yes, you all know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, email me and I'll be glad to help you out. But or just Google it nowadays. You have that technology to do that. But regeneration is what's on the table. Renewal. We're going through a process of transformation. There's a cosmic cycle, and there's this itty bitty cycle happening now this fall that's going to feel intense for many of you, and it's going to feel a bit, challenging. And I want you to know that you are ready and up for this challenge. Okay. All right. So the scripture for the fall is First Corinthians chapter 8, verse 3. So I'm going to say that again. The scripture for this fall is First Corinthians chapter 8, verse 3. First Corinthians chapter 8, verse 3. I am not a stickler on one particular translation of the Bible. There are many you can look at for free nowadays online. So if you're listening to me, this is electronic. You can just go to your computers or phones and pull up any version practically for free. But that verse does read, "But whoever loves the Most High is known by the Most High." Okay, so that's First Corinthians chapter 8, verse 3. Print it out, memorize it, pray on it every day, put it as a screensaver, fold it up on a little piece of paper, put it in your wallet so you can see it when you're dealing with your finances. This is a really um, meaningful verse. It is meaningful on many levels, and for those people listening who are students of Christian esoterica, you will recognize it as having a lot to do with your destiny and what you're predestined here to do. Grow in grace, everyone. Be safe and well. Love the folks standing next to you, and love the people who you can't see, who love you as well. Just put a circle and bubble of love around yourself, regardless of where you go: grocery store, gas station, work or home or beauty parlor, just barbershop. Just love yourself. Walk in a bubble of love and light. And remember to be accountable for your feelings. No one makes you feel anything. You are responsible for what you do with what happens to you in your environment. And the Most High is here to support and guide you and strengthen you so you don't have to burn out all of your own internal resources. So if things get tight, remember Philippians 4:13. All right. If you'd like to be added to the prayer list, send me an email at prophetessmaryayodele@gmail.com, or find me on any one of these social media platforms that are currently existing: TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. And I look forward to holding you in prayer and light. Be blessed and be safe. Love y'all. Bye bye.